The movie opens at a Shaolin temple where a young monk Wanbu is introduced to another monk, Tienbo, by their master, and they are assigned to clean the temple together while watching other students practice kung fu. A senior confronts and attacks them for crossing into the other side of the temple. Later, Wanbu and Tienbo ask their master, who is meditating, to teach them kung fu. At first, he refuses, saying they are not ready, but he eventually agrees. After they insist, the two then attack the senior who bullied them, but are caught and punished by headmaster. After serving their punishment, they continue cleaning the temple while talking about their kung fu skills. They begin practicing together and grow up in the temple, training intensely. Their training includes balancing on their heads and breaking blocks with them. During a meal with other students, Wanbu and Tienbo spar with their legs and end up destroying the table while washing clothes. They continue practicing and end up ruining other students' clothes. Wanbu and Tienbo often get into trouble, but usually lie their way out. Their old bully still holds a grudge and tries to start a fight with Tienbo, but other students stop it despite the rules. Tienbo secretly watches the Shaolin headmaster practice kung fu. The next day, the headmaster announces a fighting competition where the winners will be promoted. Tienbu faces his old bully in the first match and gains the upper hand. Desperate, the bully throws white powder into Tienbo's face, and enraged Tienbo nearly kills him. But the headmaster intervenes as punishment. Both Tienbo and Wanbu are expelled. Wanbu for defending Tienbo's actions following the headmaster's orders. The other students attack them. Despite being outnumbered, Wanbu and Tienbo fight back, nearly overpowering them, until their teacher arrives in time and helps them escape outside the temple. Their teacher gives them parting advice, warning Tienbo, in particular, about the dangers of his temper. Wanbu and Tienbo then leave the temple to begin a new life in the outside world. Meanwhile, a gang of henchmen is extorting money from a local shop owner, wrecking the shop in the process. A girl nicknamed Miss Lee steals the money back and returns it to the owner. When the henchmen realize the money is missing, they chase after her, and Miss Lee fights back, but gets outnumbered. Wanbu steps in and defeats the gang, and as army reinforcements arrive to break up the fight, the trio flees and hide in their hideout. Miss Lee disguises Wanbu and Tienbo to help them avoid capture. At the same time, the unit, Governor Lu Jin, passes through town, and the locals are being maltreated by the army. Tienbu becomes fascinated by Lu Jin's wealth and power, but Miss Lee warns him that the governor has the heart of a viper. She later takes the brothers to a pub for food, and there they meet a woman named Su Lin, who is searching for her missing husband to support herself. She plays a sanqian, an instrument her husband gave her as a wedding gift. Inside the pub, Su Lin finds her missing husband, who is now married to the governor's sister. When she confronts him, he coldly tells her their relationship is over, and Su Lin returns the sanqian to him and walks away. Offended, the governor's sister picks a fight with Su Lin, and they engage in a fierce duel, trading blows, but Su Lin gains the upper hand, trying to please his wealthy new wife. Her husband strikes Su Lin on the head with a stool, injuring her. Wanbu steps in and defeats the governor's sister's bodyguards to protect Su Lin as army reinforcements arrive again. Miss Lee, Tienbo, Wanbu, and Su Lin flee and manage to hide once the coast is clear. Miss Lee takes them back to the pub and then helps the brothers find a place to sleep while tending to the injured Su Lin the next day. Wanbu and Tienbo use their kung fu skills to earn money in the streets. The governor's second-in-command notices them and is impressed by Tienbo's skill and his willingness to show obedience. He offers Tienbo a position in the army, which Tienbo eagerly accepts. However, Wanbu refuses to join, and the two brothers go their separate ways. That night, Wanbu returns to the pub without Tienbo and still in pain from her ex-husband's betrayal. Su Lin drinks heavily to forget. When Wanbu tries to stop her, she fights him, but he slaps her and talks her out of it. The next day, Su Lin seems to have recovered, and during the breakfast at the pub, soldiers arrive to collect taxes, which have been raised due to the governor's greed. When Wanbu tries to stop the soldiers from harassing the pub, they begin to target him. Instead, he holds back, knowing that fighting them could lead to arrest. Suddenly, Su Lin and a group of rebels who have been stealing valuables from the governor to help the poor, join in. Along with Wanbu, they fight and kill the soldiers. One by one. One soldier escapes and runs toward the army camp to alert them, and Guanbu chases after him near the army encampment. Tienbo, who is now a soldier, kills the fleeing soldier after seeing Guanbu in pursuit, after hiding his body. Tienbo then warns Guanbu to stay away from the rebels, claiming they will only bring him trouble. As Guanbu rides off, it becomes clear that Tienbo has sinister plans concerning the rebels. Later, during a parade, Governor Lu Jin announces a fight competition. Any lower-class soldier who can defeat a lieutenant will be promoted. However, the lieutenants easily defeat every challenger until Tienbo steps up. Tienbo easily defeats all the lieutenants, but Governor Lu Jin and his second-in-command are unimpressed by Tienbo's anger during the fight. And Lu Jin leaves without a word after the match. The second-in-command scolds Tienbo for his temper. Desperate to earn the governor's approval, Tienbo insists he'll do anything to make him proud. Looking to prove his loyalty, Tienbo informs the army about the rebels' location. Using the moment as a chance to rise in rank, he rushes to the pub to warn Guanbu and the rebels about an incoming army raid, prompting them to flee. Tired of hiding and seeing others being killed, the rebels decide to make a bold move, planning an attack on Governor Lu Jin. Seizing the opportunity, Tienbo sets a trap. He tells the rebels when the army will be on patrol, and suggests it's the best time to strike. Guanbu and Su Lin gather rebels from across the region and head to the army camp, unknowingly walking into Tienbo's ambush. Once they arrive, they are surrounded by soldiers, and a large battle breaks out, and most of the rebels are killed. In the chaos, Tienbo launches a surprise attack on Miss Li, knocking her unconscious and carrying her away. As the army begins to overwhelm the rebels, one of them, Leng, manages to escape on horseback and rescues Guanbu, leaving Su Lin behind. In the end, only Guanbu, Leng, and a few rebels survive the ambush. Because of the success of the trap, Governor Lu Jin promotes Tienbo to lieutenant of the embroidered uniform guard. The surviving rebels blame Guanbu for the massacre, believing he led them into the trap, but Leng defends him, insisting he's not their enemy. Frustrated and determined to make things right, Guanbu returns to the army camp with a plan to rescue the remaining captured rebels. Meanwhile, Miss Li is revealed to be alive, but held captive by Tienbo. When he tries to make romantic advances toward her, they're interrupted by Lu Jin. Miss Li attempts to fight back, but Tienbo kills her in front of the governor to prove his loyalty with his new authority and some twisted advice from Lu Jin. Tienbo holds Su Lin, who is still alive, as bait in hopes of luring Guanbu into joining the governor's side. Guanbu arrives at the army camp to confront Tienbo and refuses his offer to join the army, and a fight breaks out between them. Tienbo gains the upper hand, injuring Guanbu, but after a fierce battle, Guanbu manages to rescue Su Lin and escape with her. However, the combination of his injury and Tienbo's betrayal causes Guanbu to mentally break down. In the following days, Leng and Su Lin do everything they can to help him recover, but nothing works. Su Lin refuses to give up and vows to keep trying until Guanbu returns to his normal self. Meanwhile, back at the army camp, Tienbo subjects the soldiers to brutal training, complaining that they are weak and poorly trained. When the camp commander tries to report Tienbo's behavior to Governor Lu Jin, Tienbo kills him with a spear and seizes full control of the camp. Now fully in charge, Tienbo intensifies the army's training to brutal levels, pushing the soldiers so hard that some die while recovering in a countryside safe house with Su Lin's help. Guanbu experiences a sudden moment of clarity that restores his mental health. Drawing inspiration from nature, he begins developing a new martial arts style, one that uses soft, flowing movements to counter power, speed and strength. Back at the camp, Governor Lu Jin departs for Beijing, leaving Tienbo in full control of the army. Seizing the opportunity, Tienbo leads his soldiers into the town, killing civilians, until someone reveals Guanbu's location. While still in hiding, Guanbu learns of Tienbo's atrocities and determined to stop him. Guanbu and Su Lin prepare to face him in a battle while Governor Lu Jin is en route to Beijing to see the Emperor. Guanbu and Su Lin intercept his convoy. After a tense fight, they defeat his sister and guards, taking the governor hostage. With Lu Jin in their control, they head to the army camp to confront Tienbo, confident and arrogant. Tienbo refuses to negotiate and chooses to fight Guanbu, believing he's still the weaker fighter. To his shock, Guanbu, who now uses a new fluid martial arts style, Tai Chi, which effortlessly counters Tai Bu, strength and aggression, frustrated and desperate. Tienbo kills Governor Lu Jin in front of the troops, hoping to seize full control. Su Lin steps in and urges the soldiers not to follow Taibu, pointing out that he just murdered their leader, and treats them as expendable tools. Realizing the truth, the soldiers withdraw, leaving Tienbo to face Guanbu alone in a fierce final duel. Guanbu outmaneuvers Tienbo with a series of powerful parries and strikes. Tienbo is ultimately defeated and meets his end when he falls onto a bundle of spears. After the battle, Guanbu says goodbye to Su Lin and returns Tienbo's ashes to the Shaolin temple. He then journeys to the Wudang Mountains where he establishes his own martial arts school, passing on the teachings of Tai Chi. Okay, guys, that's all the recap about Tai Chi Master in 93. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video. Remember, subscribe.